Thank you all for coming this evening. We're very excited to show off Casa de los Suenos. It's been the result of 2 years of hard work and collaboration between lots of folks.
So about 2.5 years ago, I got a call from a shady hotel owner that owned this place. And he said, I hear you buy motels. I have one for sale. And he didn't know it, but I had a long relationship with this place because in 2017, Dr. Bird asked me to sit on the Las Vegas Trail Revitalization Committee, the first part of the LVT Rise. And so we knew back then what was happening over here. And I couldn't ignore the call. Because at the same time, I knew that we had more families in our shelters and in their cars and on the street than we'd ever seen in Fort Worth before. And I also knew that Tarrant County had an RFP that was going to be released for ARPA money. And I called Ohala and I said, are you guys crazy enough to try this again?
Casa de los Suenos is a very special project to Ohala Partners and me personally. This is our second supportive housing project. It's the sister project to Casa de Esperanza, which is also in Fort Worth. For the families here, this is for y'all. We know you've had a difficult time and have been through a tough season, but the truth is that you're loved and there's a lot of people who care about you. They've been praying for you a year before you moved into this place. You should view this as a stepping stone, a place where you can find employment and find a job and get your kids back in school and get the tutoring going. And I think this is stability, and I think there's something much bigger for y'all.
Resilience is the capacity to withstand or to recover from difficulties and toughness. Resilience requires flexibility, strength, adaptability, and the ability to bounce back. In 2012, I found myself embarking on a journey of motherhood, and I began to feel a weight of responsibility. And that was my first time when I experienced homelessness. I was connected to Fort Worth Housing Solutions and introduced to the hope that I could have a place, a safe place for me and my children.
It took both the city of Fort Worth and Tarrant County to think really strategically about how to use one-time dollars, those ARPA dollars that were federal funds that are passed through to Fort Worth. Other communities were doing long-term projects that they probably couldn't operate in perpetuity, especially when revenues were down. And there was an interesting dialogue between Tarrant County and Fort Worth to say, we're going to do this differently. And we know that housing is a crisis across our area.
So I was a police officer for 15 years, and about 10 years ago, I can recall driving through this parking lot and seeing crime-ridden behavior, seeing the degradation that had happened whenever you don't have resources and reinvestment into a community for decades. It wasn't great. It was terrible. But truly, today, what we see out here now, the city of Fort Worth has sprung a rose out from the concrete.
Proud that we've gotten to this time. I'm proud that we were able to champion it, and I'm proud for the community as we continue to put resources here to revitalize the community and make sure that everybody has a chance to succeed.
This is the dream, even if it isn't the final stop for these families, because this is a place where dreaming is possible. It is a launching point from which dreams can be realized.
First of all, I don't do anything without calling the neighborhood and saying, what do you think? So I called our next door neighbors at Moritz. I called Fort Worth ISD. I called all of our partners, MHMR, JPS. And I said, if we go after this money, are you in? Because we're going to need help. And they all said yes. They all signed a letter for our RFP. But Cook said, what else can we do? So we knew that we wanted these units not just to be apartments, but we wanted them to be fully furnished with all bills paid, Wi-Fi, TVs, pots and pans, sheets, mattresses, anything and everything. So you can literally move your family from your car, from the shelter, and not need a thing. And Cook said, we got you.
God led me to Casa de los Suenos. This place is more than just a home for me and my children. It's a blessing. I cried when I walked into my apartment. It had everything we needed. I'm here today to thank everyone that made that possible. I want to thank everyone involved with the process of making Casa de los Suenos a home, not just for me, but other women facing homelessness, as myself. God bless you all. Thank you.
There are so many people to thank. Tarrant County, the city of Fort Worth. They put major dollars into this project to make sure that it was going to be sustainable. Ohala Partners, not only did they come to the table as our developer partner, they put their private dollars, their funds, their income, their personal incomes. They made donations to this project. HUD, your 55 project-based vouchers will make sure that we have sustainability for case management and operations into the future. Texas Capital Bank is here. You guys heard the call and you answered the call, and we appreciate you. And then thank you to the residents. Thank you for trusting us. And we cannot wait to see where you go from here. We hope that you're here as long as you need to be, but you're ready to give it to the next person in line when you're ready to move on.